Ah, they're just checking out my story. That's what most people think when someone clicks on the About page. But here's the truth. More than half your visitors are scanning it for reasons not to choose you. The human brain is constantly searching for signals it perceives as dangerous. Your About page has to be intentionally designed to signal safety and trust. It's one of the biggest deal makers or deal breakers you've got. Here's what you're going to learn in this video. First, the biggest mistakes most people make on their About page and why they unintentionally push customers away. Second, how your About page can work hard to get you more calls and quote requests. And third, what to put on your About page for website visitors so they feel confident taking the next step with you. I wasn't sure at first, but then I read your About page and it sealed it for me. You felt real. That's the moment you win the job or lose it. But almost all About pages never even get close. Let's start with what the About page is really for. Visitors are not clicking on your About page to be polite. They're not there to learn your life story. They are there to evaluate you. They want to avoid the pain of a poor choice, and so they're looking for reasons why they should not hire you. And get this, more than 50% of visitors go to your About page on their first visit. That tells you something. Learning more about you is part of how they decide whether or not to hire you. Most business owners don't even realize that. They think that the About page is just a page they're supposed to have on your website, but they completely misunderstand the critical role it plays in the human decision-making process. Your visitor is scanning your website for red flags, for anything that makes them think, I don't know if this person's the right fit for me. Your job is to give them confidence, to show them they won't regret choosing you. Let's talk about the biggest mistakes that are common to home service websites. The first mistake is repeating the same information from your home or service pages onto your About page. I often see a reiteration of services that a business provides and areas they service on the About page, but your visitor already knows this information. They came to the About page to learn more about you, not what you do. And the second mistake I often see is saying we're the best or most trusted without backing it up with any real proof. Empty claims do not build trust, they break it. Your About page needs to avoid giving visitors reasons why they shouldn't hire you and focus on giving them loads of reasons of why they should. So here's 8 powerful should reasons. Choose the ones that are true to your business and are important to your ideal customer. Specialized training or certifications, but only if they matter to your ideal customer. Don't list every course you've ever taken because it can backfire and make it seem like all you do is chase credentials. So what I really love about what this pest control company has done is they highlight their awards and their certifications, but they also explain why it's relevant to the potential customer. And when they read through this, the customer can feel assured that these guys know what they're doing. I think I can trust them enough to at least get a quote. Your brand origin story is important. If the story explains why you care about doing good work or why you serve a particular specific community, it can go a long way, but please avoid long-winded tales and don't make anything up because visitors can smell inauthenticity a mile away. So here's an example where you can take something that in your past, your experience that led you into what you now do. Although this here starts with about where you're landscaping, I actually would have loved to instead take this first line and have that be the headline. What it does is it grabs people into the story. What started as a part-time job during high school quickly grew into a lifelong passion. What that does, not only does it invite the visitor into the story, it also helps them to see that Tim Oliver has a real passion for what he does. And so you know if you're going to hire him, you're going to get somebody who loves what they do. You don't want to hire somebody who hates what they do, because usually when people hate what they do a crummy job. But when they love what they do, you know you're going to get a great result. Include your process, but only if it's proprietary or solves a pain your customer feels. If your process helps them avoid common problems in your industry, explain it. What I like that this landscaping company has done is they've given a 3-step process, what people can expect if they decide to move forward with them. And it's a very high level view. And that's what you want to put on your website. You don't want to get into all the nitty gritty details. It's overwhelming. It actually causes friction for many people. And they go, oh my goodness, this is too much work. I'm not moving forward. So don't make that mistake. But the one thing I was thinking I would have liked to have seen perhaps a little bit more of as part of a 3-step process is to talk about how your process helps potential customers or clients avoid common problems that are seen, for example, in the landscaping industry. Industry awards are important, but there's a caveat here. Unless the award is very recent, leave off the date. Seriously, when you list an award you won from 2020, visitors start wondering what happened the last 5 years. Have they gone down the toilet? Just say award winning or 3-time winner and leave it at that. So here's a fantastic example of a lawn company that has a plethora of awards and all these kind of stuff. And what I love is they keep it relevant. So here it's very relevant. The year is 2025 already. They've won an award in 2025. And it says here 12-year winner, like holy macaroni. That's amazing. And then here it's very relevant. Winner 2025, 4 years in a row. 8-year winner now. Maybe they haven't won it yet for 2025, but that's okay. They just put down that they have 8 years that they've won this particular award. We don't know what years they are. And does it really matter? It doesn't really matter. But the point is that they have kept the awards very relevant for today. So if you have awards that you have had in the past, take that year off. Just say you won this particular award. You don't have to say when you got it. That's enough of proof that you have provided great service at some point, and hopefully you still do. Ratings are great, but only show the good ones and explain where those ratings came from. Was it Google or Yelp or verified surveys? Provide that information so visitors know you're not making it up. So I have to use these lawn care guys again because they really make me smile with all the amount of social proof they have going on their website. Seriously, check them out. They're a really good example of how they're using social proof to get a visitor to choose them. So what they have, you can see they've got their home stars, Google and Facebook. So they tell you where the reviews are coming from. They give you the average rating that they're getting, as well as the number of ratings that they've received, and they've linked to it. Now, this linking is really important because what it does for the visitor, it helps them to verify that the information they're putting on their website is actually true and that they really are as amazing as they say they are. Testimonials need to contradict the concerns that people have with hiring a contractor. So pick ones that address the visitor's biggest fears, like they showed up on time, they finished on budget, or I was nervous but they made it easy. Always include a photo of the person who gave the testimonial because real human faces build trust. So what I really like about this particular pest control company's testimonial is that Kirk talks about how he had an infestation, so it was taken care of, that he called 4 different agencies, but the last one offered the shortest time frame, least expense. That's really good. They were there quickly. They did the job properly, that they provided a warranty for longer than what is usually offered in the industry. So when you're looking for testimonials, you're looking for ones that show that you're different, that tell the potential new customer that they're going to have a better experience with you compared to what's already out there in the market. A by the numbers bar is great, but they need to be accurate and correct stats that are placed in a bar and highlight information that's relevant to your ideal customers, such as the number of jobs you've done, how long you've been in business, the number of 5-star reviews you have, how long customers have been with you. Make sure the numbers are accurate and that they're the kind of information your customer wants to know about. Yes, I am using these lawn care guys again because they talk about where they've been featured on, the active members of these professional associations, all these awards. These are essentially bars. These are quick hits of information that just kind of go and take up that entire space of a bar across the website. Now, it does not have to look like this. Yours instead could be just icons that say how long you have retained customers for. Maybe on average, your customers stay with you for 10 years. Or another one could be how many 5-star reviews you have. Another one could be how long you've been in business, the fact you've been in business for 10 or 25 years or whatever. But the point is, it's quick hits of information just in a bar that goes across the site. Do you support local groups or offer discounts for seniors or use eco-friendly products? Say it, but at all costs, avoid virtue signaling. In other words, saying one thing and doing the opposite. Only talk about it if it's true. So here's a really good example of a pest control company that has a page about their favorite charity. It's just under their About Us, our favorite charities. And they talk about the charities that they support, one of which is the Canadian Cancer Society, as well as a couple of others. So if there are charities that you support or other initiatives that you have going on in your company, don't be afraid to talk about it on your website. I usually recommend putting it as a page or somewhere on your About Us page, but definitely put it on there. And the reason for that is it helps visitors to see that you also have a heart. You're not just about home service business, but you also help and support people in your community. So you've built trust with your visitor on your About page, and you've given them reasons to choose you. But have you told them the next step you want them to take? Because there are so many About pages that have no call to action buttons telling the visitor what to do next, so they end up working with you. But humans have a lot of anxiety and friction around clicking buttons because their brains are wired to constantly be scanning the environment for anything it perceives as danger, including clicking buttons. So watch this next video to discover 2 ways to neutralize anxiety and friction so you get more quote requests.